Okay, so the Clock app obviously did not like me talking about the article about civil s'mores, so it got taken down and moved to here. But I was only reading an article, so hopefully they'll let the appeal go through. In the meantime, our hope lies here. We are the majority. Don't forget that. We are the people who want peace and equal rights for everyone, not just people who are exactly like us. They are the loud and violent minority. They may seem much bigger at times, but so does my cat when it gets scared. But here are some things we can do to maintain hope and hopefully stop this. We need to know the enemy, recognize the threat, and call it out. The author of Cultish, Amanda Montell, wrote this article. Go check it out. In understanding your enemy, you need to know why they are there, also why they stay, what they ultimately want, and what the strategies are they'll take and the steps they'll take to get what they want. They believe what they believe because of dog whistles and rhetoric they've been fed. Their party leaders talk of a mortal threat from disfavored minority groups, which makes violence seem not only acceptable but also necessary. They use these kinds of things to instill fear, like great replacement theory, white extinction, dangers of illegals or immigrants. People are taking your jobs. Everyone just wants handouts. Calling LGBTQ people groomers, immorals, degenerates. Referring to Jewish people when they talk about bankers or elites or Hollywood. Referring to black people when they talk about inner city or big city. Or when they use whataboutism, like what about black on black crime? They use rhetoric like this for every community that's not exactly like them. They use terms that seem fairly neutral or benign to reel people in, like limited government, which sounds good at the start, but we know that it's not limited with them. There's a ton of America First, Originalist, 1776, the good old days, Unite the Right, Reawaken America, talk about family values, or calling themselves the moral majority, pushing isolation, individualism, and anti-globalism. They've been pushing their side to take political positions, raise money, and recruit lawyers and make communities for a long time. And we need to start doing the same. Kimberly Latrice Jones has a great video on pulling communities together. And if you're white and new to the fight and you haven't heard this yet, I'm just going to say you should be listening to Black and Indigenous voices, people of color, LGBTQ community. They've all been fighting for a long time for civil rights, equal rights. Here's a list to check out. Pause. I feel like many people in their party don't know what the party ultimately wants, but the party ultimately wants to take us back to a time where they had total control of women and all marginalized communities. Here's a list of positions you could take to help start fighting this. They want this country to be 1940s white-collar, white man's land again, but we've come too far to let that happen. Remember, we are the majority. If we take action, we've got this. Do what you can when you can.